everybody, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Now, we are continuing off exactly where we left off last time, and last time we broke the game. Now, I don't know how many endings we were able to get. 2, I think. I think we died, or maybe that was the time before that. I don't know. I'm pretty much just doing all these in the same time, hence the same shirt. But, let's continue. Alright. So we got the 430 achievement.
Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
See, these are different dialogue. We're getting different things. Also, I don't know why that computer was on that one time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We went left.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Nobody.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here. So he turned around. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're going back up. So we're doing exactly what he said.
Manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Really? Oh. I'm alone in the office.
Soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
All right. Now that we're nice and calm and relaxed, we're going down.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So this took me to the mind control
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So if I go through the mind control facility, I have 2 options, I think. I think it was to turn it off and then to turn it back on. But I also have this choice, which I'm going to take.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Really? Well, I'm going to keep going anyway. I've already died once.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes. That is my goal. To the incinerator. I need to join my companion cute buddy. Goodbye, cruel world. I was thinking I was going to hear like a splat or something. Nah, just loading. More loading. Ah, here we go. Oh. I'm inside of a thing.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Think I can escape this?
His death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Can I escape? Can I escape? Oh, what happened?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator. as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
That'd do it. Oh. No, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Oh, what is this?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When
This is
every
so
path
cool.
you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Really? So I'm in like purgatory, the 2 doors. So if I take the right path, it takes me down. Oh wait. This is where I come from, and then these are the 2 doors, because so like my office is down here. This is where the copy machine was. Very cool. Alright, what's it say? The set of 2 doors is the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction the room posed. The pacing of this open section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. Cool. What do we got over here? Office computers. We've got this one. We've got Solitaire. And we've got DOS. 1, 2, and 3. Let's look at these. Okay, button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when the buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of the keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Cool. The Office. So this is really interesting. This is like a behind the scenes kind of area. So like original music are by these people, Steam support, original artwork, Stanley Parable written by Kevin Brighting. He's got a good voice. Made using Source by Valve. So if Source is by Valve, now I don't know what that means, but Valve are the people who made Portal, and we were able to see that we were able to enter into a Portal type of world, and so maybe that's why they were able to get permission to use their like design or whatever. But the Office sucks. It's just a box and a plant. Copy machine, very good. Let's go up. What do we got over here? Oh, we got the telephone. Oh, the apartment timer. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. So it was like, oh, pick up the phone, or you don't pick up the phone, but instead it changed it to unplugging the phone, which actually takes a little bit more thinking than just waiting down the clock. Cargo lift was always intended to the office a choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, this is an early version. We decided also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Fun. Oh, these are just different. Hold on. Stanley's office from the left to the right. The evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in 2011, 2012, and then 2013. So that's what it did look like. And then it looks like this, more of a corner office. And then, what changed? A box and a lamp, I guess? Different cups of coffee. This one looks, I think, what it looks like now. Because it's got those the three things for the paper, but this one only has 2. And they're the same color. And this one's boring. Alright, well that's kind of fun. I want to get through this. I really want to see what there is. The countdown room. Is the countdown room... Did that just open? Countdown desk, one of the versions of the countdown ending. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this might be the room, like, right before the mind control facility power turning off thing. I'm not sure. I feel like I'm getting more information here than I wanted. Monitor room elevator. Cool. I'm gonna get lost. How big is this place? The Zending model. This game is now paused. Can I pull the levers? No. The Zending. The Zending. I don't know what the Zending is. Underground, early version of the underground portion of the game. Ah, see, I like how they had the escape last time. Where this is like, oh, escape! But the other one kind of looked like somebody else had came here and done the same thing and, like, written that. Warzone. Well, I'm glad I found this one. So we got Tron. Early in development was designed as an ending where Stanley would end up on the battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people were interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Interesting. So it's like alien base, and here's like some of the Warzone. So that was kind of cool. I liked the Minecraft and the Valve. Some more of these things. Aw, they love the game. Ah, are you a rock? Okay. How do I get out of here? So I was gonna go back because I was able to find this main room, and this door's gone. So I mean, like, I really don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing here. So I think I might just quit and then begin the game. I don't think that's begin the game again, is it? Or is it load the game? Because I don't want to start the game over. What if I click on door 430?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, I mean, like, this is kind of what it was going to do anyway. So, I mean, is there a point? Gotta keep an eye on that monitor. So maybe there's no point for me to start it or do something
Stanley
different.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Huh.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No,
The
that's
lounge
not the
was
case.
sublime, a work of art. But
I'm a little
eager
curious.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So if I go there, I can answer the phone. Or this way, I can kind of get back to normal. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the phone.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Alright.
That's her, Stanley.
So
you
we're
need
back
to be the one
at
to
the
do
telephone.
this. To reach out to her.
I'm going to answer it. So this should be called the apartment ending, I guess?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you
can't
waiting.
move.
I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Aw, she sounds
Okay,
cute.
there we go. All right,
Wow.
now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha.
Elizabeth!
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They'd want to
I was
commit their life
hoping.
to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Can I go this way?
Sorry, but you're in
Oh,
my story now.
that was... I thoroughly didn't like that, but okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning. Press E on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
So now I'm Stanley, the player, because now I am pressing buttons exactly what they tell me to press as the job. I don't know if I like that. 3. Why isn't 3 working? Does the number pad not work?
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
E to spend time with the boys.
So he went
Why not?
further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
How long does this go for? Because I don't want to be sitting here pressing buttons for 4 hours like they wanted me to play that little minigame for. Alright, I'm going to play it for a while. But if it just keeps going, I'm just going to cut it out and I'm just going to restart the whole thing.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
Alright,
he
something
began to fill
changed.
it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
So we never got the one with the yellow line weaving everywhere.
But there is no answer. How could
There
there
is no
possibly
wife.
be? In reality, all he's doing is
My,
pushing the
my
same
apartment
buttons
is
he
turning
always
into
has.
my office.
Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
So if I don't press X, then what? But I think I have to, because he said that I won't stop pushing the buttons, and so now it told me to push a button, and then he told me not to press it, but he's telling me that I won't stop pushing buttons. But the thing is, if I don't press this button, the game's not going to do anything, so I have to press the button.
You see? Can
See?
he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I
wasn't pushing buttons when he was saying that. Why did it say please die? Sounds awful. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never loading. Alright. So I'm going to save the game here. As a new save. 11:01, is that right now? Yeah, that's right now. Alright, back. And, the reason I'm saving here is because it has another ominous looking thing, and I don't think it's going to take me to the, where it usually takes me. So, I'm leaving this episode of the Stanley Parable here. If you liked it, you know what to do. Really don't care. Yeah. I really hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And I guess that's what matters. See ya.